Welcome to the XFO Intelligence Podcast, where we deconstruct the complex challenges and innovative solutions in the world of family offices and multi-generational wealth. I'm your host.
And I'm your co-host. Today, we have a truly fascinating case study to sink our teeth into, the Aethelhard family office transformation. Now, this is a hypothetical scenario.
Right.
But its lessons are profoundly real for any family enterprise facing these kinds of complex challenges.
It really is a powerful blueprint.
Yeah.
The case study introduces us to the Aethelhard family, a 120-year-old enterprise with over $15 billion in assets.
Wow.
But this legacy is on the verge of collapse due to what the report, I think, brilliantly terms a convergence crisis.
And that's the perfect description because it's not one problem.
No.
It's three, all feeding into each other. First, you have the financial trilemma. Their legacy industrial arm needs a $500 million modernization, but their futuristic neurotech venture, Pillar C, also needs $300 million within 18 months just to hit a critical milestone.
And to solve this, they're cannibalizing their own liquid investment portfolio, Pillar B.
Oh, wow.
It's like using your emergency savings to pay two mortgages at once.
Right.
It's completely unsustainable and violates all their risk parameters.
That financial stress then exacerbates the second issue, governance paralysis.
Okay.
Decision-making has ground to a halt. The patriarch Conrad has absolute veto power,
Right.
which he uses to block anything he's unsure about. Meanwhile, his children, the second generation, are just locked in this battle of conflicting visions for the family's future.
And while they're fighting, the fourth generation, the future of the enterprise, is completely disengaged and alienated. This leads to the third layer of the crisis, which is the family dynamics breakdown. There's no clear communication.
Yeah.
Resentment is brewing over compensation, and the family's having a fundamental identity crisis. Are we a legacy industrial giant, or are we a cutting-edge tech innovator?
It's a situation so many of our listeners will recognize.
Absolutely.
Even if the numbers are different, it's that tangled web of money, power, and emotion that can bring any family enterprise to its knees.
Yeah.
So, into this perfect storm comes this methodology called Deep Augmented Thinking. What's the central insight that unlocks this whole puzzle?
This is where it gets really brilliant.
Okay.
And it's a counterintuitive move.
Yeah.
Most consultants would come in and say, your system is broken. You have too much conflict, too much crisis. We need to stabilize it and create calm.
Right. The standard approach.
Right. But the Deep Augmented Thinking analysis did the opposite. It recognized that the Aethelhard family system naturally operated through oscillation patterns.
Meaning the constant cycle of crisis followed by a frantic resolution wasn't a bug, it was a feature.
Exactly.
It was the system's natural heartbeat.
Exactly. The methodology saw that trying to suppress this rhythm was actually the source of the immense stress. So the real solution was to harness it. So the first phase of the transformation was rhythm synchronization. Instead of having one giant explosive family meeting to debate everything, they created three separate structured decision containers.
So a dedicated forum for the industrial business,
Yep.
Another for the tech venture, and a third for the overall portfolio, each moving at its own pace.
Right.
It's like breaking up an unsolvable equation into three smaller, manageable problems.
Precisely. And the results were immediate. The tech venture's funding crisis was resolved through a structured, milestone-based plan.
Wow.
And by separating the context, overall family meeting conflict dropped by a staggering 65%. It channeled the energy instead of letting it explode.
So the next breakthrough was in understanding power. The org chart said the patriarch had the final say.
Right.
But the reality was way more complex. The analysis performed a power distribution mapping and uncovered what it called latent veto points.
Okay.
Can you explain what that means?
It means they found the hidden gatekeepers. So, for example, Clara, a sibling with deep operational control, couldn't formally veto a decision,
Okay.
but she could slow walk its implementation to death.
Right.
Lars, the family's technical genius, could kill a new project simply by raising subtle, expert doubts.
Right.
The methodology identified these informal power centers and brought them into the light.
So instead of trying to neuter that informal power, they legitimized it.
Exactly.
They move from a single point veto to a system of distributed approval. That sounds far more resilient because it reflects how decisions were actually being influenced.
It's a move from a fragile monarchy to a robust federal system. This leads us to the third major insight, which concerned the alienated fourth generation, or G4. The report notes this paradox. Putting the G4 in formal governance roles actually diminished their innovative contributions.
That is so counterintuitive.
Right? The standard advice is always give the next generation a seat at the table.
Right.
But in this high conflict environment, that formal seat was intimidating.
Okay.
The real breakthrough came from creating structured, informal channels. They launched a digital platform where G4 members could contribute ideas asynchronously, without the pressure of a live boardroom debate. They started reverse mentorship programs, pairing G4 members with senior leaders.
And the result was a huge spike in their engagement.
Incredible.
The case study says their engagement leaped from 15% to 67%.
Incredible.
It proves that you have to design the right kind of engagement, one that fits the culture and the generation.
Yeah.
It's not one size fits all.
No. The tangible outcomes of this whole transformation, this is what makes it so compelling.
Okay.
Within just 12 months, decision-making time was slashed from 6 months to 45 days. Family satisfaction with governance skyrocketed from 35% to 78%. And
wow.
Critically,
the return on invested capital improved by 28%.
This wasn't just about group therapy. This was about superior financial performance.
This case is just a masterclass in seeing the family enterprise as a complex, living ecosystem.
Totally.
You can't just fix the finance part without addressing the governance and the family parts.
No.
They are all woven together.
The core lesson is it's profound. Stop fighting the inherent nature of your family system. Instead, understand its natural rhythms, its hidden power structures, and its communication patterns.
Right.
And then build a framework that harnesses that energy productively rather than trying to suppress it. It's the difference between building a dam against a powerful river versus digging irrigation channels to make the land fertile.
That's a perfect analogy. The goal isn't to create a perfectly calm, static machine.
No.
It's to cultivate a resilient, adaptive organism that can thrive for another 120 years.
Now, here's a question we'd like you, our listeners, to think about. What is the natural rhythm of your own family or business? Is it a system that operates in cycles of intense activity and quiet reflection, or one that thrives on constant low-level debate?
Yeah.
And are your governance structures designed to work with that rhythm, or are you unintentionally creating stress by fighting against it?